It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Jerry Caldwell. The end of our week here inside the Treehouse as far as the regular episodes go. Thank you for being here. And a special thank you to our Ultimate Treehouse subscribers who are here for the live stream recording of this Thursday episode. Great to see you guys in the chat. We'll be talking with you here in just a little bit. Coming up inside the Treehouse today, we will say goodbye and honor the icon that is Dolly Parton. We will also possibly get to a meta apology, bedroom gunplay, and one man's most dedicated appliance. And even more things we could possibly get to depending on how long all those things take. But we are going to start today with corporate apologies because there were two big ones this week that we want to talk about. The first of which is the ad that Callaway and Good put out and got immediate backlash for. Callaway is the golf company. They make golf clubs and clothing and things. And Good is, I hadn't really heard of it until this story. Is it a golf clothing company, Trey?
To my knowledge, yeah, it's a fairly new one.
The ad that went viral this week because of the backlash showed, let me make sure I get this correct, because it showed the CEO of Good pushing over female golfer Alexis Mistowski after she attempted to use his new Callaway driver. And then he stands over her and warns her not to touch his driver. So in case you haven't seen the ad, because of the backlash, they've pulled it from all the platforms. I have it. So I'm going to show it to you now, in case you have not seen it. This is the violence in question when it comes to the Callaway Good golf ad, violence against women. Shows the driver, shows a woman going near the bag with a hand to grab it. The man runs at her, knocks her over like a blindsided linebacker.
Do not touch my new driver.
And that's pretty much the end of the ad, because then they go on and just kind of play some golf, and then there's some text. So you get the idea there. So woman reaches for man's driver. He runs over, blindsides her, knocks her to the ground. Don't touch my driver, and immediate backlash. It's not good. This is one of those things where just a little bit of foresight could have told you that there's going to be some people that don't like this.
So can't define a woman, but we're going to have outrage over a woman getting paid to get make-believe knocked over. Got it.
Is that really a thing? I think that's a blown up thing. The not define a woman. People know a woman is
really, Dan.
Yes.
Oh, well then
it's a human born with a vagina. There you go. And then if they say later on that they're not, then fine. Call him Steve. Whatever. I don't care. There. I've settled the whole debate.
Well, I mean, you have some people that you really you need to talk to, because the head of the WNBA can't do that. And
those are adults. They can say whatever they want about their own bodies. I don't care. If I want to call myself, a hobbit living in the Shire, and that's how I live out my life, then by God, respect it. The way I look at it is this.
Adults, you're absolutely correct.
My name is Daniel. Okay. I prefer you call me Dan. Don't call me Danny. And Trey, Jerry, you guys have always respected that, and I appreciate it. To me, it's the same damn thing. I know it's not, but it's the same thing as far as your response to it, right? Your response to it, it's the same thing. Physically, obviously, it's different, but your response to it is the same. If I identify as a monkey fairy, then, please respect that.
Listen,
is that really any skin off your ass? No.
Hey, For adults, I couldn't agree with you more. If you, I forgot the woman who said it, but if you want to identify a lamp, I'll shove a bulb up your ass. Great. It's
as long as there's consent, by God, let's go to town. Sure. So that's why I say, like, to me, that whole argument is dumb. Like when people say, "Okay, I want you to define a woman." Oh my God, here we go. Like to me, that's like Senate confirming theatrics.
No, Dan, it's not, because people say just because you're born with a vagina, that doesn't make you a woman. Or just because you're born with testicles, that doesn't make you a man. Just because you have XX or XY, that doesn't define. I
don't know why some people have such a difficult time answering that question. Biologically, it does. What you identify as or what you physically change later is a different thing.
Because then it blows up the whole argument. To answer the question, you lose the argument if you're one side.
And I wish they would answer it that way. It's not hard. I don't know why they make it more difficult than it needs to be. You're worried about a tiny fraction of the population and backlash. It's like just you open the book there, biological. You got this, you that. If you change it later, then asterisk. Fine, whatever. I don't care. Now let's move on and talk about whether or not the person that's being asked the question can actually sit on the Supreme Court. Or, be elected to a public office.
Huh?
When confirmations for the Supreme Court, they were asking that question of Justice Jackson during her confirmation. What's a woman? What's a woman? Everyone's asking, what's a woman? And she's like, can we just talk about, the law and stuff? Just answer the question. It's not that hard. Anyway, let's get back to the golf ad. Because I feel like I've settled the debate as far as we're concerned. You're born with that, you are that, and then if you change it later, you can knock yourself out.
Common sense, you're absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm. When you knock a woman over for putting her hand on your driver in your golf bag, you should expect blowback for that. And the fact that you don't or you don't care, that's a problem.
Also, to me, the poor production value of the beginning of that commercial just kind of seems like that was an add-on. Like somebody was like, oh, it'd be funny if we just tacked onto the front of this commercial real quick.
Oh, it's kind of like they had an idea for a commercial and then they decided to do a bit at the beginning of it.
Yeah. And it's not even well done. It's
that's the thing about commercial. That's kind of besides the overall topic, but that's sort of the thing now these days is cheap production, because then you can just run it on social media. You don't have to spend tens of thousands or $1 million to make a cinematic looking ad. You can shoot it on a shitty filter. Sorry for the language, on your phone and then still go with it. It's kind of like all the Tang Luck ads I see lately with AI dudes saying, bro, what do you do on your brakes? You just kind of accept it and move on. Jerry, you seem to understand, or at least on your side, you're like, yeah, that's not a good idea to knock a woman over for reaching for the driver. Trey, you seem to be a little more like, it's not that bad.
Would we be outraged if it was a guy?
You should, because violence is always wrong.
Mm. But I bet it wouldn't be.
But here's the catch on that. And I understand what you're saying because, do you want equality or not?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the rub on that.
Mm.
They didn't shoot that. They chose specifically to knock over a woman instead of a man. Why that choice?
I thought women wanted to be equal. I thought we
But why did the men choose, let's do this bit? Let's not knock over a dude, let's knock over a girl.
Because we're still talking about it. That's why they chose it.
You think it was intentional?
Absolutely.
This is one of the ultimate debates that
listen,
I have.
I play golf. I didn't know what good was. No, what Callaway was.
Yeah. This is one of the ultimate debates I have in my brain, which is, and this is a struggle. Is it ignorance or malice? And I used to expect out of, interestingly enough, elected officials, CEOs, people that are supposed to be in power positions. I used to think they were all really, really smart. And then I got older and had to deal with some of them. And then I realized most of them have no idea what they're doing either. So I struggle with, was something like this intentional, which is very possible, or are they just stupid and narrow-sighted not to think that there's going to be pushback?
Well, there is a chasm between intentional and malicious.
Mhm.
Right. This is called Hanlon's razor. Hanlon's razor is never attribute to malice what can be easily explained away with stupidity.
That's how I lived at iHeartRadio for the last 5 years.
I disagree. I just totally disagree with that premise, Jerry, because I don't think it's stupidity. Again, everyone's still talking about it.
The additional apologies that had to be issued, because you got the initial apology that was corporate, Callaway and Good faced the intense
let me
backlash.
let me point something out.
All right.
No apologies had to be issued. It is not going to affect Callaway's sales one single bit. Go ask any of the golf scandals. Go ask Nike about Tiger Woods. It's not going to affect golf one bit. You think any guy who plays golf gives a flying rat's ass about this? They don't.
I think you're right on the sales front. On the stock price this week, it did take a 2% hit. They'll be fine, but there is some financial backlash, at least initially. But I mean, 2% is really, it's just like, so you had go ahead, Jerry.
I don't disagree with Trey on the fact that the choice made it so that we're still talking about it, because we still live in an age where any publicity is good publicity to a point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a myriad of other ways that could have been done with a little more creativity, as opposed to let's just blindside this woman and, see what happens.
The ultimate thing is it okay to do the violence against women thing to sell golf clubs, and whether or not it's intentional? And the initial corporate apologies that happened, then you've got
let's also, I promise you, no one had ever heard of this female golfer before. Now they know her name, and she got paid for it. Just throw that out there.
You've got, hang on, where did it go? Trying to find it. The Callaway CEO statement. Based on what he says, do you think still that it was intentional, that they knew that there would be blowback and then just didn't care? Okay, so here it is. The Callaway CEO, Chip Brewer, released a late night statement acknowledging that while Good produced the video, Callaway actively approved it. He says that approval should never have happened. Mistakes were made, and we are taking the matter very seriously. And then, of course, adding that they're unequivocally against domestic violence. So he's basically saying, like, well, look, Good produced it. Yeah, we approved it, but they did it. Change anything at all?
We don't condone violence of any sort, especially against women.
To me, it's a slippery slope. Because at the end of the day, it is a stupid bit on a commercial. And if you treat it as more than that, then it's almost like you're giving it too much power, and you're really actually just giving it more attention than it probably needed. Because if you don't shine a light on certain things, then they don't see the light of day, right? It's kind of like with a fire. If you don't blow on it, it's not going to, erupt into a huge thing. So don't fan the flames, basically. If you see something and that's what I mean by a slippery slope. It's like, okay, when you see something, do you say something about it because it is bad or egregious? Or is it your own sensitivities? In other words, is it bad enough that it requires comment, or you shining a light on it? Is it that bad? Or do you say nothing, and then perhaps that, behavior continues, and then it just kind of exacerbates the overall problem?
Well, again, you're acting like he then took the club and wailed on her.
Honestly, that might have made the ad really, really dark, but at a certain point, it would have made it really hysterical. If you want to go a super dark way, it's like, well, that's an overreaction.
I mean, the whole thing is like someone's gonna, even guys. I mean, no one's gonna go sit there and knock someone over because they thought they were reaching for their driver. I mean, again, you're talking about a business that plays to 1% of the population, maybe 2%.
Mm-hmm.
And already, the stock price is back almost to where it was. It's again, we're talking about a golf company that no one had heard about. Callaway can issue all the statements, everything else. No one is not going to go buy a Callaway. If they want a Callaway club, they're not going to go purchase something else.
I can't buy this because that
Yeah.
dude knocked that lady over.
No one on the PGA is going to drop their Callaway sponsorship. So
Had he pushed her over, grabbed the driver, and used it to send her long and straight down the fairway. See, I mean, there might be a way to go with that where you can make it kind of funny. And ultimately, look, is there a twinge of sexism to it? Yeah, because they didn't shoot it with a guy. They did it with a girl intentionally. And the reason why they probably mainly did it with the girl is because she's an influencer. She's a girl that plays golf, and that gets attention from guys that play golf.
And gets her attention. Again, how many more people, if she's an influencer, I want to know what her follower count has done in the last week.
Oh,
I would also like to know what has she said about it?
Probably nothing. She's making bank. She got paid to do it. And again, she's probably, had a huge increase in followers and again, and exposure. Who in reality was harmed by this? Nobody.
The comment section. That's who.
Yeah.
All right, now let's jump into controversy number 2. Target stepped in it Al Jolson style.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now this is stupid.
Oh, mammy.
Oh, Jerry. Oh, good for you, buddy.
Yeah. If you said that on accident, wow.
No, that was not on act. I think he knows.
Okay.
So here is the new offensive Halloween costume that Target is apologizing for. Using a black child model for a clown Halloween costume that when some saw it online, they thought that looks a lot like a kid in blackface. And Trey, based on your visual reaction right now, and based on based on Jerry's obvious knowledge of the story, I'm assuming you guys see it.
Oh,
And-
yeah. Who at Target didn't see before this got put on their website? Who saw this and went, "Oh, this is a good idea."
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, cool.
Now, if we have gotten to the point that they don't see racism and stuff like this, and this is restricted to our generation, that we see this as racist and they don't, maybe we have taken a step forward as society, but somebody over 40 had to look at this and go, "Oh, no. This is a bad idea."
Wow.
That is a rough one right there, let me tell you.
What is that supposed to be?
It's supposed to be like a clown. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a freaky clown because the smile is so big and wide, kind of like
Whether
a
it's supposed to be
Joker.
or not, it is.
Yeah, it's scary for one reason versus another, I guess.
Wow.
I am absolutely, like, again, who didn't see someone? from the photographer on, who saw this? How many people saw this and didn't say anything? And if I'm Target, I'm firing all of them.
That whole department is getting cleaned out. Yeah.
I mean, some of the crap with Target and the boycotts and everything else is, I won't even get into, but Target has been under fire for a while now. This wasn't the thing. They should have heightened sensitivity at this point.
Target pulled their clown Halloween costume after backlash and says, "We got this wrong," in an apology note.
You think?
Yeah. They removed the Halloween costume after it was criticized for resembling blackface and racist minstrel show imagery. The franchise also issued an apology on Monday, the 24th. The costume featured a black child model in a pose linked to Jim Crow era stereotypes, sparking widespread backlash. Yeah. So they actually posted, in good corporate, PR strategy here, an apology from us. We removed an offensive Halloween costume that should never have been part of our assortment. It is no longer for sale. As a company, we got this wrong, and we are deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful for our Black guests, team members, and partners. Removing the costume is an important first step, and we are looking closely at how this happened and what needs to change to ensure this won't happen again. In other words, like Trey said, anyone that saw this photograph before it got published is getting effing fired.
Yeah. Whoever's in the digital media department, heads I'm sure have rolled.
Tell me you didn't see Disney's Song of the South without telling me you didn't see Disney's Song of the South. Jesus Christ. All right, let's switch gears. Let's jump into some birthdays. Today is Thursday, August 27th, 2026. Let's celebrate today with some birthdays. And we'll do so quickly because we want to get to our Dolly Parton tribute. Aaron Paul is 47, best known as Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad. He's also BoJack Horseman, and he's also in Need for Speed, whatever that's. Yeah, Aaron Paul, 47 from Breaking Bad. Paul Rubens. This is my annual mention of Paul Rubens, where, as most people remember him and love him as Pee Wee Herman, as I did as a child, because I was of that age where Pee Wee's Playhouse was a big part of my Saturday mornings. Okay,
That explains a lot.
What do you mean? There is
Take it for what it
nothing
is.
wrong. There is nothing wrong with Pee Wee's Playhouse. There's not a huge leap to be made as a kid in Pee Wee's Playhouse to an adult in this treehouse.
There's nothing wrong with Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Thank you. Now the movie house, which became the Playhouse. That's a different thing. After that, though, as an adult, I got older, and then he did the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie opposite. Why do I always brain fart her name right here?
Sarah Michelle Gellar?
No,
that was the TV series.
No,
Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson. Thank you. Then when he plays a vampire in Christy Swanson's movie version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, this is why I love mentioning Paul Rubens' birthday. Even though he's passed away, I love mentioning his birthday because it gives me an excuse to bring up what I think is one of the best and silliest death scenes in movie history. If you have not seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie starring Christy Swanson, it also stars Luke Perry, and Paul Rubens is in there as one of the vampires. And if I remember correctly, a little guy by the name of Rutger Hauer plays Dracula. So Paul Rubens is killed.
I believe that was fairly controversial because I believe that was his first role after theater incident.
It was a great comeback.
It's the first one. I think that's one of the first ones I can remember in my lifetime of big PR rehabs that all of a sudden he was loved again.
Yeah. It took a little while, but yeah. So when his first project back was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he was unrecognizable because we just remembered him as Pee Wee Herman. In this, he's got a beard, super long hair, looks nothing like Pee Wee. He's not wearing a red, bow tie and a gray suit. But he gets killed, stake in the heart, and he's not immediately dead. He draws out the death scene so beautifully. It's one of my favorite things in cinema because it takes you on a huge journey. Because he gets the stake in the heart. You're like, oh, okay, he's dead. And then he's like, then he's not dead. And then he takes you on this emotional journey through his death that you almost start to feel sorry for him. And then it's just uncontrollable laughter about how ridiculous it is. To me, I don't know this to be true, but the non-death scene in Deadpool 2, where Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool blows up, like him dying in Deadpool 2, I think is an homage to Paul Rubin's death in Buffy the Vampire Slayer because he just won't die. Anyway, happy birthday.
When you take your jaunt to the coast, you'll have time. You can practice.
Yeah, but that is true. From Scrubs, Sarah Chalk is 50. Shut up. Chandra Wilson is 57. She is Dr. Miranda Bailey on Grey's Anatomy. Patrick J. Adams is 45. Played Mike Ross on Suits. Interestingly enough, before we started the show today, in an interview, one of the guys from Suits, the main guy, the
Gabriel
Macht.
Yes.
He was on a show with an actual attorney, and an attorney was saying, like, just FYI, that Suits is one of the most accurate depictions of attorneys in television.
It is a great show. Last season, but otherwise, fantastic show.
Co-founder and guitarist of Rush, Alex Lifeson, is 73. As much as I've tried, I cannot like Rush.
I'm with you.
I understand why people do. It's just not my cup of tea. We mentioned him the other day. Bassist and songwriter for No Doubt, Tony Kanal is 56. And the subject of one of No Doubt's most successful albums. As he took it on the chin from Gwen Stefani for an entire tour and for years since.
I mean,
he is the ultimate team player.
Yeah, I mean, he got paid for his heart. Actually, I think he dumped her, so he just had to take the beating perpetually.
And he took it right to the bank. So good on him ultimately. And Baseball Hall of Famer, 612 career home runs and one of the oddball batting stances of all time, Jim Thome, 56.
I don't remember his batting stance.
It was kind of like Bagwell's. It was like a really wide stance. It was one of those, like, based on his stance, he was inviting the up and in fastball, but that was a trick because that's the one he wanted the most, and he would park it up in right field. The great Khali, 7'1", former WWE champion, is 54, and another WWE Hall of Famer, the one and only Sergeant Slaughter, is 78. Was one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters.
Yes.
You talk about weird transitions from, from sort of one thing to another in entertainment. Like Tracy Lords going from porn into mainstream, Sasha Grey doing the same thing. Transitions like wrestling into movies and things is almost common now. But going from wrestler to full-on G.I. Joe character, that's one of those I don't know if anyone ever saw coming. But I loved it. Who was your favorite wrestler as a kid?
As a kid,
I know
the Von Erichs would be. I guess it was Carrie. Then Hogan. Then as an adult, it was Stone Cold.
Fair enough. I think for me, I think the one that I got most excited about, there were two, or there were like three. All right, I'll force myself to pick one. Jake the Snake was one of my favorites. I loved whenever he came out because he brought the bag with him and we brought the snake out. Maybe it's because I don't like snakes and I don't want one crawling on me. But it's like after you get, yourself knocked out in the ring and then he has his snake basically hump you till the commercial break. That's pretty funny.
I think probably as a kid, mine was Roddy Piper.
So many good ones, man. So
until
many
the
good
Undertaker
ones
showed up.
By the way,
That was my favorite.
someone in the chat said Rush might be Radiohead 1.0. No, Rush plays their hits.
God damn.
Ow.
Trey not wrong on that, by the way.
That's fired.
All right, let's do this. We need to say goodbye to an absolute icon. Dolly Parton passing away at the age of 80. And we mentioned transcending things. Best known as a country singer, but by the time she left this world, it was as a human icon, not just a entertainer, but also a mega philanthropist.
And I mean, great actress.
Great actress.
Steel Magnolias is one of my favorite movies. She makes it. The movie that's not getting any mentions is Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Wonderful movie.
Absolutely.
But that's also
Love
awesome.
that movie.
Unclinch people. It's a great show.
Well, and I think they just don't want to. Some people probably would still take offense to just the title, but
Right.
the thing, for everything you said, and probably after Betty White, probably the most transcendent person. Like everyone loved Dolly.
Mhm.
No one's ever really said anything bad about Dolly. There were no scandals, no nothing. But what a businesswoman! And the story I heard yesterday that I was just floored by, when she wrote "I Will Always Love You," she wanted Elvis to sing it, and they were friends. They almost had a deal, but Elvis wanted 50% of the rights to the song, and she told him to fuck off.
Like you do.
Yeah.
And
swing your hip somewhere else, or there, E.
hang on. At the time, that's a ballsy move, because she was popular, but she wasn't Elvis. But then, it goes back, and then I think they said after Whitney Houston and everything else, she made over $10 million on the song. So good on her.
Yeah. And as we're talking about the passing of Dolly Parton, the philanthropy, like you mentioned, it's time and again donating to numerous causes, local, national. I mean, it didn't matter. She was even a radio station owner in Tennessee. She had a couple of radio stations that she owned, and she was among the first to have a radio station website in the 90s. That was not a common thing. Radio's been real slow to embrace technology throughout the years, as far as new technology. But she saw the advantage to it. She was one of the first station owners in the country to have a website. Just really weird, interesting stuff like that. Well, Eminem posted a heartfelt note on social media because after a performance, Dolly Parton sent him a handwritten or sent him a letter that she had signed, and he posted it on social media and was like, he's like, I never met her, I never had the opportunity to meet her, but she sent me this amazing note. And he's like, I'm a rapper and I really wasn't into country music, but I knew who Dolly Parton was. And she took the time to send me this letter, and it was just amazing. I mean, you talk about, genre crossing and all sorts of things. I mean, it's amazing what a good human she was. And that's a hell of a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount, and truly the sign of what a good human she was, is so much of her giving was she never sought publicity for anything else. It was done quietly.
You barely know about it.
Yeah. Just because she wanted to help people.
Yeah. It really is amazing. She's a great, she's sort of like two heads of a coin, right? Because on one hand, she's an entertainer, she's a performer. She even had her own theme park called Dollywood.
Right.
But on
Quite
the
popular.
flip side, yeah, quite popular. But on the flip side, she was also a quiet philanthropist, sending out money to all these causes and people without seeking any attention for it. So it's so weird to be able to do both.
And Dan, just because, so you know what a pussy you are, one of the things that kind of tip people off that something might have been wrong is they were opening a new roller coaster at Dollywood, and she missed because she usually would ride the roller coasters when they opened up. So yeah, she had bigger balls than you.
Oh, I have no doubts about that. I will tip my hat to her sackage. And as we're doing this show right now, we're looking in the chat, and apparently the news alert just came in. 2026 has claimed another celebrity.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry has passed away. Talk about
that. Doesn't surprise me though. I saw a picture of him.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a life lived as well as an actor.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that has done a little bit of everything in acting. He was the first Pennywise we ever saw in Stephen King's It.
Mm-hmm.
He is Frankenfurter.
The demon on Tom Cruise's first movie.
Tim Curry will go down as the best looking devil in movie history.
Yes.
In the movie Legend starring Tom Cruise.
Legend. Yeah.
That is the freakiest looking demon in movie history. And he played, it's him in that stuff. The big horns, the muscles, all that. Tim Curry, a phenomenal actor. And one of my favorite roles of his, even though it was probably just a whatever for him, was in Home Alone 2 as the hotel manager. I loved him in Home Alone 2.
In Clue.
Oh God. That's a classic. That may be his best. Clue is a phenomenal movie. So a heartfelt RIP to Tim Curry, and obviously to Dolly Parton, a huge human icon, gone at the age of 80. And I know 2026 ain't done yet, and I think Bruce Willis is not much longer. Apparently, a bunch of his family is given some of their official goodbyes based on a report I saw the other day.
That one's going to hurt me too.
Yep.
Well, he was just at his daughter's wedding. But I mean, his dementia is really bad. I mean,
I mean, mentally, he's probably already gone. I don't know if there's anything much left in there, but my feeling is that 2026 will claim him before it's done. So yeah, this year has been absolutely brutal for the celebrity deaths, and it's not going to get any easier. As my wife said yesterday, after hearing about the news of Dolly Parton, the older we all get, the more personal some of these become because we've grown up with and gotten older with a number of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Harrison Ford will be the one that absolutely.
Oh,
that may demolish me.
Yeah.
The only good thing that I'll take out of an eventual Harrison Ford death is that he is already so old. He's already been a beautiful gift to me and my lifetime of entertainment. Mm-hmm. And we're also talking about a guy that has skirted death more than once just with his flying.
And generally stays stoned.
I'll be sad when he goes, but he'll be at an age where I'll be like, man, we got a lot out of that guy. So I'll be grateful and not as sad, I guess, for that one. Before we leave today, there are a few other stories that we need to touch on here inside the Treehouse. The first of which is, let me do a professional, intro here. We've all heard that having unprotected sex is like playing Russian roulette, right?
Yeah.
Well, so is literally playing Russian roulette while having sex, because that's exactly what happened in Virginia. A 19-year-old Virginia Beach woman is facing an involuntary manslaughter charge after a sexual encounter with a man, and he was fatally shot. Her name is Ember Rose McSpadden. His name was Shane Brooks. This is not simply a gun accidentally going off. in the middle of, some bedroom antics. According to testimony at her preliminary hearing, she told investigators that she and Brooks were friends with benefits who incorporated guns and knives into their rough sexual foreplay. On the night of the shooting, investigators say he handed her a handgun containing 1 live round. She then pulled the trigger 3 times while counting the clicks. She actually thought she could determine when the live round would come up. She pulled the trigger 3 times and was clearly wrong. A judge nevertheless ruled there was enough evidence for involuntary manslaughter to proceed to a grand jury. So that's what's happening now. Her next scheduled court appearance is October 21st. Don't do that.
She handed him the gun and he pulled the trigger, because Russian roulette is...
He handed her.
And she pulled it 3 times and nothing happened. So why is he dead?
No, it did. No,
the third time.
The third time was pretty definitive.
Was the charm, as it were.
I see. Yeah. So she pulled the trigger. Okay, that's not Russian roulette. The rules are very clear.
I love how in the middle of a Russian roulette bedroom antics thing, you're pulling out the rule book. I bet you're so much fun to play Monopoly with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You're right. The idea of Russian roulette is you take turns, you go back and forth. Well, in this one, it was really, you know what? Actually, Jerry, they needed you. Had you pulled out the rule book, he might still be alive. One of them would definitely be still dead.
But yes, then that's she had something to do with it. So yeah.
Well, that's the debate that I think has opened up here with this story. Evidence is one thing, but if you load the gun and you hand it to her,
and you spin the chamber,
and she shoots you dead, I mean, obviously there needs to be some culpability on his part. Why is she, the one that's, taking all the legal hits here?
She probably would have been taking the same legal hit. He's dead, so you can't bring him to court. I mean, I guess you could, but
if he handed a gun with a bullet in it to a woman, he got everything he deserved.
And that's my point, which is if that happened and there's evidence to support it, then why is she even in court at all?
They got to blame somebody.
I look at it this way. His comeuppance or his consequences were immediate.
That would be a downfall.
Yeah, that's true. Hers are just a little more drawn out, unfortunately. But yeah, ultimately, if someone hands you a gun when you're hooking up, maybe don't do that.
Yeah,
ever. And finally, a man's fridge died. It's one of the saddest stories I have heard all week. Hang on here. We need to pour one out for this man's fridge. An Australian man named Craig went viral after sending a dramatic text message to his wife when his 36-year-old garage refrigerator finally stopped working. Bought brand new in 1990, it ran until its compressor died in 2026. It outlasted, according to his text message, it outlasted 3 trucks and 2 marriages without needing a single repair. Estimated to have kept around 10,000 beers cold over its lifetime. He even told his family the appliance went out quiet like a cowboy. He even joked about giving his long-serving garage companion a proper funeral. And honestly, I understand all of this. I totally get it. His most loyal companion.
The beer fridge.
The beer fridge. 3 trucks and 2 wives.
Kind of puts it all in perspective.
It really does. Trey's searching. I can see it.
I've
Or are you realizing that your life is empty because you don't have a garage?
yeah,
fridge
no,
like that?
I've never had a beer fridge, and now I never will. And I never have two wives either. So, yeah. Guys
You know what?
Got
though?
one up on me.
Yeah. On the other hand, you don't have two ex-wives, so it's not all bad.
I just wanted one.
One ex-wife or
hey,
one
man.
wife?
I've got one. It's not. You're not.
You're
all
better
good.
off. You're better off with a beer fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the beer fridge won't ever ghost you. For all things Treehouse, treehouseonair.com.
Yeah, it'll just die. That's far easier.
And you can salute it on the way out. And you can call OPT services to haul it away for you. Right, Trey? Huh?
Yeah.
See what I did? No,
Yeah.
little plug there? Little plug action? Yeah. No junk in your trunk.com. If you loved what you heard here today, send it to a friend, hit that share button, and together we can grow the Treehouse Show. We'll see you next time right here inside the Treehouse.